Okay, we are going to look at the fire zodiac signs for the next week. I've been trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do the formatting for the zodiac stuff, because if I do 12 readings and then post them, it gets kind of spammy in people's feeds. And if I do 12 readings in the same sitting, it takes about an hour and 20 minutes, and my phone can't even handle all of that as far as the recording goes. So what we're going to do is the fire signs, and then, the next reading will be the water signs, and so on and so forth. So we're going to start. I'm going to start by looking at Leo, because Leo is the coolest. Aries people are like, what? But we're first. And I'm like, not here. Not here, man. Not here. Okay. So the root card is the King of Swords. And the main card is the Eight of Pentacles. So the King of Swords, this is the commander. The King of Swords is not making decisions based on emotions. They're making decisions based on intellect, logic, and reason, and they're the kind that just gives an order and people follow them. I always see the King of Swords as being like Jean-Luc Picard. So this as a root is basically saying it's time to channel your inner Jean-Luc. So here, as far as what that pertains to, we get the Eight of Pentacles, which is essentially doing your job. It's creating the thing that you are really, really good at creating, and just sort of the space that you like to work in, and the space that really gives you the ability to do your thing, and just sort of being there and doing your thing. So in order to get there, it might require some judgment calls that Jean-Luc would be really good at doing, and these are judgment calls that emotions are not good for this, right? So this is saying take emotions out of the equation and try to find the space. So let's see what leads up and where it goes. Wow. So we get the Star and the Fool. So the Star is basically a prayer that is answered. The Star is like the universe harmonizing with our desires. And then we've got the water coming down, and this is the purification, right? So this basically shows something working out the way we want it to, and leading to this period of great production. Now that moves forward and moves right into the Fool. And the Fool is basically a new beginning. The Fool is like a whole new stage of life. And with the Fool, it's like no fear and no expectations is kind of important there. Everything is about to change, and just try not to project your ideas, your preconceived ideas, to what it's going to be like, because that will only keep you from seeing the truth. Well, this looks pretty good. And the important thing is the space in which you can be productive and do your thing, to make the thing that you're really good at making. So, yeah, I think this is complete. Like, I don't think there's much else that we need to put here. We do have two major arcana cards, so pretty big life energies are happening here, and it looks pretty good. So that is for Leo. Okay, so now we are going to take a look at Aries for the next week or so. Let's see what we got going on. Okie doke. Boop. Alright, root card is the reversed Emperor. Wow. And there, once again, is the Eight of Pentacles. So this is the same card that showed up in the center of the Leo reading. But here, the root card is a reversed Emperor, which is basically showing something that we don't have control of, or something that is trying to dominate us, right? So the main card is still about finding the space and the time to do the thing that you really do. So this is like producing the thing that you produce, spending the day in the workshop, and let's just see what leads up and where it goes. Okay. Well, that's quite a thing there. So leading up to it, we have the Temperance card, which is about seeing things from multiple perspectives and patience and wisdom. These two, this would kind of show like someone trying to control your life, right? And the Temperance card is you basically being amazingly understanding as someone is trying to control your life. And the amazingly understanding energy, now here it's like, okay, I gotta kind of try to get away from them or whatever. So spending all the time in the workshop and being productive, you know, and it looks like in this specific case, the person who's trying to control your life can't really affect that. Now, where it goes is a 10 of Swords. And the 10 of Swords basically says that this problem in the reversed Emperor is not going to go away. So the Eight of Pentacles is something that you could sort of do to take your mind off it and to still be productive at the same time. But the 10 of Swords, I mean, the person tried to hide from all the swords and they hid in the box and the swords found them anyway. So the 10 of Swords is saying, like, avoiding this or being patient and understanding with the energy that's trying to control you will fail. Now, let's just see if there's anything that can be done about this. And we get the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands is the service. The 10 of Wands is the work. So this is like all the shit work that you would have to do to get something done. Dang. I mean, it literally can be about taking your shit somewhere else, right? I'm going to grab all these sticks and I'm just going to fucking bring them somewhere else. And sort of moving that way. But this is a burden. Now, because the 10 of Wands is showing a burden, and it's a labor of love, so this is a burden that you have chosen, this would also say that you've kind of chosen this reversed Emperor and the energy that's trying to control your life. So if you have made a commitment to this, then what can you do about it? The 10 of Wands is saying, like, I mean, kind of nothing, but it's like a burden that you have chosen to bear. Or you could pick up your sticks and get the fuck out of there. So that's what we got here it looks like this sort of workshop energy is going to be really important in the upcoming week um, for at least 2 out of the 3 fire signs so far. So let's take a look at Sagittarius, the third of the 3 fire signs. Sagittarius, that is my rising sign, and I really do think that Sagittarius is like what I try to be, you know. Anyway, let's take a look at this. Got these things going everywhere here. Okay. So the root card is the King of Wands, and we have a reversed 5. Now the King of Wands, or the King of Wands, as I like to say sometimes, but I like to say it Wands, the King of Wands. Anyway, so the King of Wands is the ultimate father figure. So the King of Wands is like the one who sets the example for other people, and they don't expect anything out of others that they're not doing themselves. Ned Stark from Game of Thrones was a great King of Wands, and they're very honorable and inspirational and all of that. A role model like Britt Baker, DMD. So King of Wands, this is the role model at the root. So, I mean, right away that does say, like, just try to make sure that you are not asking anything of other people that you are not doing yourself. But the main card is the reversed 5 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands is about chaos and competition. This is sort of like fighting over shit that you probably don't have to fight over. And this thing reversed is sort of a calm showing up over this area that had been very combative. So this is taking the high road, so to speak, and trying to make peace, or actually making peace in a situation that had been very combative. Wow. Look at that. So leading up to this, wow, this is fascinating. Leading up to the reverse 5, we get the devil. So right away, this is super tricky, because whatever it is that's being fought over here, or like the competition, is driven by very powerful energy, and the devil is like obsession and possession. Now, here, it's almost like this obsession would have to be funneled toward peace, you know, because I don't see another way that that would work that well. Or you could just like have an obsession with your own personal sense of ethics and moral code or whatever, being the role model. And eventually, this leads to the sun. And the sun is about shameless truth and absolute freedom of expression, and also total acceptance of someone else as they express their truth. Now, from a combative zone, the sun is when everyone is very truthful and also very accepting of people when they are truthful. So sometimes people say that they want to hear the truth, and when they do, they're like, oh my God, like, how dare you, you know? But this is accepting that truth, which is what the fucking King of Wands would do, right? That's what the ultimate role model would do. So that's what we got coming up, and this is the inner Ned Stark. Like, if you have a Ned Stark in there somewhere, and this person of honor and of ethics and moral code, it looks like it's time to bring that to the surface and bring peace to a situation, and that will in turn bring honesty and acceptance, which seems pretty good. So that's what we get for the fire signs. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I do personal readings as well, so you can contact me about those if you would like a personal reading. And that's what we get for now, and peace.